welcome to, well, it could be any time of the day, Community Connections. I'm Marnell, your host. Glad you're joining us today. And like everything going on around here, exciting news is happening. And one of the biggest news coming out of Yavapai College is the new Bachelor of Science in Business program, baccalaureate program. And I've got Dr. Joni Fisher joining me today to talk about it and how you can actually still live here in Prescott Valley. You can be a working person and earn your bachelor's degree in science in business, right, Joni?
That's right. We are so excited about this because Yavapai College has been here for a long time. Arizona just in November of 2021, had a Senate bill that's going to allow community colleges in Arizona to offer baccalaureate degrees.
That means you don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to go to NAU, ASU. I mean, we're talking in-state, you know, or U of A. You can do it right here, and I'm kind of really excited about it because that opens up a lot of opportunities for so many of us, including myself. I'm thinking about this.
And pay Yavapai College prices.
Exactly.
So it's a lot more affordable at $150 a credit hour, $100 for your lower division credits. So it'll be very affordable. But like you said, you don't have to go anywhere. So that's one of the reasons they came out with community college baccalaureate degrees, is because we were missing a whole group of citizens who couldn't go to college. They're either working, they have families, there's for some reason they can't leave, you know, the town. So we're offering them at Yavapai College now, and our first one is the Baccalaureate of Business, as you mentioned.
And that starts classes in the fall this year.
Yes, registration starts April 17th. We have priority advising for folks that sign up for the intent to apply. And so that's at www.yc.edu. Our news is broadcast all over our portal. So click on a button and it'll take you to the intent to apply. And that'll get an advisor in touch with you right away to see, can we take some of your previous transcripts? Can we give you credit for military service? If you have 144 credits from another institution, we're going to look at it and see, can we just confer a degree on you? So we're really as flexible as we possibly can, staying in the accreditation lines to make sure our citizens get the degree that they've earned.
Right. Well, Yavapai College, and many of you may not know this, but I follow them very closely. I serve also on the College Foundation Board to raise scholarships for students to stay right here and go to college here at Yavapai College. But it was recently accredited, received the reaccreditation through the Higher Learning Commission, but it was like the top level of accreditation you could get, wasn't it?
Yes, Yavapai College has an excellent reputation. All of our areas are functioning really well. So they sent out a review team. We had a large application process. They sent a review team of 3 people on December 12th and 13th. They reviewed all of our areas. If you remember right, that was the snow day on December 12th, so
yes.
A little extra anxiety there. But they recommended us for approval with no areas of concern, and that's outstanding.
Wow.
And we just learned, incidentally, a couple days ago that we have now earned final approval from HLC, so we're good to go. So register, don't just think about it.
Register and use that intent to apply, because that will hook you up and really discuss. And in my case, and I'll be honest, I set an intent to apply. I always believe you're never too old to learn, and it's kind of something that's always been kind of out there, never really affecting me too much. But you know, here's an opportunity that's kind of been placed in front of us. So look at what my previous college credits can be used towards, plus, you know, all of what it would take and how long it would be. And so I'm kind of excited to, you know, get in touch. So there's an intent to apply, and that will right away, you know,
get you in touch with an advisor.
Especially if you're somebody like me.
Right.
You know, if you know that that's what you want to do, and you can just apply for regular admission.
Right, so then April 17th is when we launch our regular registration, and all of those classes will be in there. So I hope that I'm back to talk to you about the first conferred degree of the Yavapai College Bachelor's of Science. That would be really fun.
That would be exciting.
Yeah.
So that's the first degree, but you're also in the plans, there's a second baccalaureate degree that you're looking at.
Yes, so right now we also have additional concentrations as pending HLC approval for accounting, so business degree in accounting and a business degree in entrepreneurship. Now that we have final approval from HLC, we will be applying to add additional concentrations. Wow. Those were concentrations that our business area and our data showed that we needed in Yavapai County. But another exciting piece of news is designed for fall 2024, if not sooner, an RN to BSN program will be next.
Bachelor of Science in Nursing, and how wonderful the nursing program is already at Yavapai College.
right.
But for those that are continuing on in their careers and looking to move into, administration and other parts of, the healthcare industry.
Right, and I did want to just mention that we have part-time classes as well. So if you're a working adult and you don't have the time to go full-time and attend all the basketball games, although I hope you do, you can still take one class. We have 5 times a year that you can start. So you can do an 8-week class, and then you can take 8 weeks off for the summer with your kids or your grandkids, or go traveling and then come back. So we have something that we can fit for all of our students. 2.5 years is the fastest we can get you through if you don't have any additional credits to transfer in. If you do, we can get you through faster.
So that creates a really huge opportunity for so many people just to get started. And maybe you don't know, maybe business is not it. I say check out Yavapai College. If any kind of program you're going to, get those 2 years of requirements out of the way, because they transfer everywhere.
Absolutely, and one of the things we designed this degree to do is, if you have a performing arts degree, for instance, we have 29 electives that we can accept into this degree, plus all of your gen ed. So we want you to go to your performing arts or viticulture, enology, automotive, welding, and then come to us and we'll get your bachelor's degree for you. But we're going to try hard to get as many of those associate degree credits as we can. And one other thing I just wanted to mention, no textbook costs, no parking costs.
School is not like I remember now.
So we're going to try to make it as affordable as possible for our citizens.
It's pretty exciting. So where do they go to look and intend to apply, or at least just see any more information about Yavapai College? And I have to talk about the CTEC program also, the career and technical education, certifications, additional classes, OLLI, your Ocean Lifelong Learning. They have classes all year long. I have a girlfriend, she's 82 years old, and she's taking 3 classes right now. Loves it. It's a way to get out and meet people. So you have so many opportunities to engage through Yavapai College.
If you just do a Google search for Yavapai College, you will get to our portal, and on it, it has, the different degrees that you can earn. It'll have a big banner for the 4-year degree programs. And all the other things that we offer at Yavapai College be right there.
Oh, Dr. Jody Fisher, this is so exciting. I'm so excited about this. I don't know. It's just like, oh boy, something new. And also, you can go to yc.edu.
That's right.
So that's the easiest way to get right to that portal page and take a look at it. Intent to apply. Let's talk to if you're looking and thinking of something to do, this is an opportunity for you now.
It is.
So thank you for joining us. We're really excited. And I'll see you soon.
Okay, thank you.
Short break, we'll be right back.
Done every trade there is out there, and I was lucky enough to stumble upon CTEC over here, and they have an awesome automotive program. The fact that I got into this school and I made the leap to get here, it's just been such a blessing in my life. But it just feels good to get down and dirty over here at the school and not be afraid to try new things, and just know that I'm gonna have the support I need. It's great.
How prepared is your family if a wildfire shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or an earthquake? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan now. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
Let's go.
you'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza. Yes.
Make a plan today.
Welcome back to Community Connections. My next guest is a longtime dear friend of mine, super businessman and part of our Business Academy program, Dick Milan with SCORE. He is also the vice chair, so I guess you have a chair, like a hierarchy, a little board
Right.
that runs things and keeps you all in line, which is probably what, needs to keep this man in line. He's great. He's been a part of our Academy program, Business Academy, teaching the finance class for, what did we say, 7 years
About
now?
7
8
years,
years?
yeah.
Yeah, so always a fun class and gets down to the bottom line and nuts and bolts and reading a P&L. So that's more for you business people out there. If you're interested, we can talk. But we're going to talk about SCORE. And who is SCORE? What is SCORE? I'm sure people have heard it out there, that they've seen the capital letters, SCORE, and probably wondered, what is this organization?
Well, it's interesting because, SCORE has been around since 1964, and it was started, back that many years ago, and it's surprising how many people are not aware of SCORE. SCORE, the original acronym for SCORE was Service Corps of Retired Executives, and that has since gone away, and it's basically, focusing strictly to SCORE, and SCORE basically consists of any business executives that want to get involved in an organization and give back to the, to the small business world and to the community.
So how do you do that? What do you do?
Basically, with SCORE, our headquarters is out of it's out of Virginia, and we're part of the SBA. And if somebody wanted to join SCORE as a volunteer or as a client to help them with their business, they can go on to 2 different websites. One is score.org, which is the national website, and the Northern Arizona website is northernarizona.score.org. And they can go on, they can learn about SCORE, and they can certainly apply in if they wanted to be a volunteer or if they have a business.
So you help business. Do you start with startup businesses, or could it be a business that's established and looking to, things have changed in their environment and maybe they need to relook at how they're doing business?
Right. SCORE's mission is basically to assist small businesses in startup and as well as in growth, and at the same time for businesses that want to sell at the same thing, that they can get in touch with SCORE. And the key thing with SCORE that people need to understand, it's a free resource.
I was going to ask you, how much does this cost? Because it sounds like it's
Nothing.
priceless.
It costs you nothing. There is no cost. SCORE is funded by Congress, and it's a free service that is available. And we have over 10,000 SCORE mentors across the country and 300 chapters.
Wow.
In fact, the SCORE chapter here in Northern Arizona, we just won the chapter award for the Northern Arizona, for the state of Arizona district, in 22 and in 20. So
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So how did you get involved with SCORE, and what is your, I imagine each business executive has an area of expertise, let's say. So tell us about yourself.
I got involved with SCORE it'll be about 9 years ago, and I saw an article in the paper, and I thought, well, it could be something interesting to get involved into. So I contacted the person at the time, and we met, and I thought, well, this could be kind of interesting, and so I joined them back then, and it's been outstanding. The knowledge that sits around the table, we have 26 mentors, Northern Arizona alone, and the knowledge that these people have from all different industries is pretty impressive.
Wow. So where does your knowledge come from?
My knowledge comes from the hospitality industry and hotels and restaurants. I moved around the country 15 times and was executive in multi-unit restaurants, and as well as vice president of food and beverage and hotels. So I was able to learn a lot. I worked with a lot of great people, so I was able to get some good knowledge, and so now it's time to to pass it on to somebody else, and hopefully they can apply it as well.
So how are you matched up with the business?
Basically what they do is if a person wants to become a SCORE client, if they have a business, they can go on to the website, and they fill out their information. Maybe their issue really to help them out. Maybe it's financials, maybe it's taxes, maybe it's websites, marketing, and once they key that in, then it comes into our SCORE office here, and then we have a person that will then assign it out to somebody with SCORE that's got the best background that meets it. But I think as we've have found over the years, that with SCORE, it doesn't matter what product you're selling, whether you're selling hamburgers or T-shirts or a service, business is business.
True.
And every business has sales, they have expenses, and they have a bottom line. So, from that end of it, almost any of them, can help, with SCORE.
Sure. Traditionally, how long do you stay with a client?
Some clients, it's just a couple of calls that maybe they've got some questions that kind of get them over the hump. I've got clients that I've had for 5 or 6 years. It just all depends on what their situation is and what their status of the business is, and so it can totally vary.
Depends on their needs.
Right.
Businesses are looking to start up. Let's say I've got an idea for a business. Can I go through you and say, hey, Dick, I'm thinking about I want to do this, and you would help me write a business plan and put all the pieces together?
Right.
Give advice or?
Yeah, the key thing is, is to get the business plan. If you're a startup, the key thing is to develop a business plan to determine who are you and, who is your market going to be, and then how much money do you expect to make out of this? Maybe it might turn out where it's a great idea, but it just isn't practical to do it. And, the key thing is that we're not there to do the work for them. We're there to steer them down the road and help them out, but they're the ones that have to do it. But we're kind of you might say a guiding light, if you will.
Right. Yes, this is a good idea. You've got things in place, continue on, or maybe you need to be rethinking some of these things over here in order for them to make it work.
Right.
You guys are great. I mean, I know we've been partners with you for a long, long time. I remember being in a chamber that didn't have a SCORE chapter nearby, and when I moved here, it was like, yes, there's SCORE. And we're so very fortunate to have you in the community. So you don't have an office, but you're online, so where would somebody to go to, either if they're interested in being a mentor and checking that out and they have time, or they're looking for help?
If they're looking to be a volunteer or a mentor, which would be outstanding, because we can always use people, because we cover up throughout northern Arizona. So from that end of it, just go on to northernarizona.score.org, and if they're looking from a client standpoint, they can either do that or go on to score.org.
There we go. Short break. When we come back, Dick Milan, SCORE. Thank you so much for joining us.
SCORE's work with My College Tours has helped us grow exponentially in terms of the clients we serve and in terms of how we do business.
I never would have imagined having a sawmill and sourcing the lumber from out of state. That's all happening because of my meetings with my SCORE mentor.
We found SCORE through a simple Google search. Within a couple of weeks, we had been contacted by our mentor. She was able to tell us all of the things that we were doing right, as well as all the things that we maybe weren't thinking enough about.
There's so much great stuff about our SCORE mentor. He always listens and really carefully and thoughtfully gives us feedback.
When I submit my business plan to financial organizations, they told me that this is the best business plan they have seen for years, which I appreciate. I couldn't do it without SCORE.
Working with SCORE, our business has grown fivefold.
It's been very helpful to have somebody that's credible, that is there whenever you need them.
I've seen that working with SCORE has helped me tremendously, and I believe it would help any new business.
I would definitely recommend working with SCORE.
Contact SCORE and they will put you in touch with a mentor that can help you explore your passion, deepen your passion.
I was really impressed with how generous my mentor was with their time and expertise.
They will hold your hand from the time you're learning to walk till the time you're able to run.
SCORE has helped me with everything from A to Z, and I'm sure there's still going to be more after that they can help with.
SCORE's reputation has been a huge part of the reason why we work with SCORE. The bottom line is that the quality of mentorship and resources are worth millions.
If you want your business to move to the next level, who better to help you than somebody who's an expert in your field? So don't try to reinvent the wheel. Just find a wheel maker and learn how to do it from them.
And welcome back to Community Connections. It's always one of my favorite times of year. You probably heard that, Marnie, every time's favorite time of year. But it is time for Bowling for Kids' Sake. Brian Bergner's joining me. He's the developmental specialist with Big Brothers Big Sisters. And we've got our team. We're ready to go. April is our captain, and we're excited.
Well, we're glad to have you guys join us. Obviously, it's always a great time of year. Bowl for Kids' Sake 2023. Obviously, last year was a great success after having 2 years off due to COVID.
Exactly.
And this year, I'm happy to announce already, we had 79 team captains last year, and we have 65 already with 6 weeks to go.
So you can still sign up to be a team captain.
Yeah, plenty of room to sign up for team captains, get your team, get your shirts, and let's get bowling. So, but we're just happy to see that the
Yes.
early outcome, of get team captains signing up, and we're already ready to surpass last year's number.
Well, I know in the chamber, we have our staff team, and then I was just told today that our ambassadors are putting together a team. So we've got a little friendly competition going on between staff and ambassadors for fundraising, and then, of course, when we bowl and score.
Yeah, of course. That's always a fun thing. A lot of businesses like to do the same thing.
Yes.
They compete with each other, and then who raises the most money. And, of course, we recognize that at the bowling alley itself, the top team fundraiser and the top individual. It might always not be on the same team, but definitely are getting recognized.
So explain a little bit how Bowl for Kids' Sake works, because it is a fundraiser for Big Brothers Big Sisters, but the bowling is actually a celebration.
That's correct.
So how does that all work?
It's a peer-to-peer fundraising event. So you create your team of 5. You go out in the community. We usually ask about $600 per team. And there are lots of teams that do more than that. And it's about $125 a person usually. And sometimes I like to say, that's a call to an old college roommate and maybe grandma, and you've got your $100.
Or your board of directors.
Your board of directors. Some companies pay that they send their people. Some they'll just pay the $600, and then they send their people for a team building experience. But yes, it's the bowling event itself, April 15th, 16th, 22nd, and 23rd, is a celebration of everyone coming together and celebrating the fundraised money. It's our gift to those people that have fundraised. So they get 2 free games, they get free shoes, a free drink, pizza, they get their shirts, regular T-shirts, and then obviously the captains get their
get a very
nice
cool
bowling shirt. Yeah, and this year was a little different. We actually had the bowling captain shirts ahead of time. Which is what our rally party was about last weekend. And so we had lots of captains show up and get their shirts early.
Well, April was there.
Right, and so that's always a great thing because they can put it on and wear it and show it off, and maybe more people will sign up, and that's the whole goal. So, it's really a celebration of everyone in the community that comes together and helps us raise money for our program. So
what is it actually, you asked for $600, and that's, that's like, how many players raising $150 or something like that. What does it actually take to make a match? The cost associated for making a match? The total amount, because I know it used to be like $1,200, and things have gone up.
For staff costs and for everything all together, I think it's about $12,000 for the lifetime of the match.
Right.
Which our average matches are about 4.5 years.
So what about just the inaugural? There was a number that was given to me, because that was always our goal, was to raise enough money to make that initial match.
You could be right, $1,200, because obviously there's fingerprinting involved, there's the application process, background checks.
We just wanted to see that we made a match with, a little and a big that says we've done something now, and we've contributed, but we've actually done something, and we supported that. That's always my goal.
Yeah, I think $1,200 sounds about right.
So, again, it goes into the program. What does the program encompass?
It's just overall Yavapai Big Brothers Big Sisters. Every dollar stays local in Yavapai County. It doesn't get sent to national or any other organization. It goes into our program. We have professional counselors, social workers on staff that help these kids and their families and the services that we provide, and obviously matching bigs. Professional matches, they're not just thrown together. It's actually interviews and visiting the home and getting to know the child and getting to know the family, so that the big we find is a perfect match for that child. So, and that's all part of the program. Obviously, Marnie, as you know, we've talked about before, we're also expanding our program, ages 18 to 24, which is pretty exciting because in the past, kids would age out at 18 and then stop serving. But how many 19 or 20-year-olds need help finding an apartment and how to fill out an application for college?
Exactly.
So,
and this program is shown to work.
Right, and so this
works.
it's very exciting. Now, I mean, all the bigs are excited about it. The family, that they're going to be able to stay in touch with their kids and get services all the way to age 24. And we think that is, one of the greatest things.
And that's why we do this.
Right, that's why we do
to
this.
help our kids.
That's right.
So also, in addition to bowling, if you're not necessarily a bowler, you might be a golfer. You've got a golf tournament coming up.
We do, May 23rd. It's a Tuesday morning through the afternoon. It is the Bob Mariano Memorial Golf Classic. And Bob was a big golfer and nonprofit extraordinaire in Yavapai County during his days. And he ended up, he was one of our board members at one time. And of course, an avid golfer. And so the Mariano family, put the tournament together in his honor. And we were originally a beneficiary of it. And now we are running the tournament with the family together. So they're all involved. In fact, Barbara Mariano was with me the other day, and we were talking about details of the tournament and had a Zoom meeting, and she's great, and Mark, and the whole family is fantastic to work with. So.
Well, and where you're playing is pretty fun, too.
Yeah, Prescott Lakes is a great place to play. It's a great opportunity to play golf and raise some money for, again, the program and whatnot. And there's always fun games to play, par 3 games. They got a hole-in-one game with a car, I'm sure, and there's different opportunities.
It's a great tournament.
Always a fun time.
Yes.
Always a fun time.
And for those of you who golf and you say, well, I'm not a good golfer, when you put golf at tournaments, it's for fun. It's to support the organization that's hosting the tournament. And in this case, Big Brothers Big Sisters. I've already got my foursome lined up.
There you go.
Because I believe in supporting locally, but I also believe in fun and playing.
Yes.
So bowling with the staff and my team, for fun, and supporting Big Brothers Big Sisters, and golfing with, my friends, and supporting Big Brothers Big Sisters. So it works. All the information can be found on a website.
Yep, azbigs.org. We have signups, still obviously taking registration for both golf and bowling, and you can find both those links there on azbigs.org. And then all my contact information is there, so you can email me, call me if anybody needs help signing up a team or getting a golf, foursome together, things like that. I'm here to help.
And then on the bowling side of it, because we didn't mention where were you playing?
This year we're doing Antelope Lanes in Prescott Valley, and we're doing Shake, Rattle, and Bowl at the casino in Camp Verde.
Outstanding.
So just the two. Just the two. So we wanted to find out how that would work this year.
Right.
In the past, as you know, we've done 3 alleys.
Right, that's a lot of work, a lot of logistics.
With Prescott, it spreads us kind of thin.
Yes.
The Prescott Valley is where at least 75% of our bowlers go anyway.
Yeah.
That sign up to play, they mostly go there.
Well, we're glad you're playing in our hood. We like it. We'll be there. We'll be there. So one more time, the website?
azbigs.org is a great place to go and find out and sign up for bowling and for golf. If you're interested as a business in potentially sponsoring the tournament, you can go there as well and find everything you need.
Thank you so much, Brian Bergner, Big Brothers Big Sisters. We'll see you at the bowling alley.
Sounds great. Thanks, Marnie.
Thank you for joining us. We'll be right back. We'll be back next week. Have a great 2 weeks.